Today we're diving into the world of global travel freedom with the world's best passports. Imagine traveling the world with ease, no visa applications, no border hassles, just pure, unrestricted travel freedom. That's the dream, right? Well, some passports get you closer to that dream than others. Based on the Henley Passport Index 2025, we'll explore the top passports and, more importantly, answer the question, how hard is it to get one? We'll be looking at everything from visa-free scores to the actual citizenship requirements. Because, let's face it, a passport with a perfect score is useless if you can't even get your hands on it. So, if you've ever dreamed of upgrading your travel game and potentially your citizenship, this video is for you. Let's get started. Alright, kicking things off with the top tier, the elite of the elite passports. These passports grant you access to a staggering 176 countries or more without needing a visa beforehand. We're talking about countries like Japan, Singapore, and most of the European Union. Imagine the possibilities. These countries consistently top the charts year after year, offering their citizens unparalleled travel freedom. But here's the catch. Getting your hands on one of these passports is no walk in the park. Think strict language requirements, lengthy residency periods, and often a deep dive into your ancestry. But there's always an exception, and in this case, it's Ireland. Now, Ireland offers a potential pathway to a Tier 1 passport, and it might be more attainable than you think. To be eligible for Irish citizenship through naturalization, you generally need to have lived in Ireland for at least 5 years. That's right, just 5 years of residency, and you're on your way to potentially sipping Guinness with an Irish passport in hand. But hold on, there's more. You'll also need to demonstrate a basic level of English or Irish language proficiency. Don't worry, we're not talking about reciting Shakespeare here. A B1 level on English or Irish will do. And of course, a clean criminal record is a must. No surprises there. So, while getting a Tier 1 passport is generally tough, Ireland offers a glimmer of hope with its relatively more attainable requirements. But hey, even if Ireland isn't on your radar, don't despair. There are other tiers to explore, with potentially more accessible options. Welcome to Tier 2, where the passports are still incredibly powerful, granting visa-free access to a significant portion of the globe. We're looking at a range of 151 to 175 countries, and this tier is where things start to get interesting. You'll find countries like United States, Canada, Australia, Brazil, and Mexico in this tier. Nations known for their high quality of life and, of course, their travel-friendly documents. Now, while not as stringent as Tier 1, obtaining citizenship in these countries typically involves a points-based system, often favoring skilled workers and professionals. But there's one country in this tier that stands out for its unique path to citizenship: Brazil. Brazil, with its vibrant culture, stunning landscapes. To be eligible for Brazilian citizenship, you'll typically need to have lived in Brazil for at least 4 years, demonstrate basic Portuguese proficiency, and here's the kicker: pass a cultural adaptation assessment. This assessment evaluates your knowledge of Brazilian culture, history, and customs. It's not just about ticking boxes, it's about showing a genuine understanding and appreciation for what it means to be Brazilian. Of course, a clean criminal record is still a requirement. So, if you're passionate about immersing yourself in a new culture and wouldn't mind calling Brazil your second home, this could be your ticket to a Tier 2 passport. Let's move on to Tier 3, where we find passports that still offer excellent global mobility, with visa-free access to between 126 and 150 countries. This tier includes a diverse mix of nations, from emerging economies to established powerhouses. Think countries like Malaysia, Argentina, and Chile. Now, while these passports might not grant you access to every corner of the globe, they still open doors to a significant number of countries, making them highly desirable for frequent travelers. And the good news is that some countries in this tier offer more accessible pathways to citizenship than those in the top 2 tiers. One such country is Argentina. Known for its passionate tango, delicious asado, and yes, its Tier 3 passport, Argentina offers a potentially faster track to citizenship compared to many other countries in this tier. To be eligible for Argentine citizenship, you typically need to have lived in the country for a minimum of just 2 years. That's right, just 2 years. Of course, you'll also need to demonstrate basic Spanish proficiency. But let's be honest, who wouldn't want to learn Spanish in the land of tango and dulce de leche? And, as always, a clean criminal record is a must. So, if you're looking for a quicker path to a highly mobile passport, Argentina's combination of cultural richness and relatively short residency requirement might just be the perfect fit. Welcome to Tier 4, where we enter the realm of what I like to call the fast-track passports. These passports offer a respectable level of global mobility, with visa-free access to between 101 and 125 countries. We're talking about nations like South Africa, Thailand, and a country that's been making waves in the world of citizenship by investment, Turkey. Now, Turkey, with its rich history, stunning landscapes, and strategic location bridging Europe and Asia, has become increasingly popular among those seeking alternative citizenship options. And here's why. Turkey offers a citizenship by investment program, which means you can essentially buy your way to a Turkish passport. Now, before you get too excited, let's break down the details. To qualify for Turkish citizenship through investment, you'll typically need to invest a minimum of $500,000 in real estate or bank deposits. That's a significant chunk of change, no doubt about it. But here's the kicker. You can obtain Turkish citizenship in as little as 3 years through this program. That's right, just 3 years. And there's no language requirement, which is a major plus for some investors. Of course, you'll still need to pass a background check and meet other eligibility criteria. But if you're looking for a relatively fast and straightforward path to a passport that offers decent global mobility, Turkey's citizenship by investment program might be worth considering. Moving on to Tier 5, we enter the territory of what I call the gateway passports. These passports, while not as powerful as those in the higher tiers, still offer a decent level of travel freedom, with visa-free access to between 76 and 100 countries. We're talking about nations like China, India, and a country that's been steadily climbing the ranks in recent years, Vietnam. Now, Vietnam, with its vibrant culture, delicious cuisine, and stunning natural beauty, has become an increasingly popular destination for both tourists and expats alike. And while Vietnam's passport might not grant you access to every corner of the globe, it does open doors to a significant number of countries, especially within Southeast Asia. But here's the thing, obtaining Vietnamese citizenship is not for the faint of heart. It typically requires a long-term commitment to the country and a genuine desire to integrate into Vietnamese society. To be eligible for Vietnamese citizenship, you'll generally need to have lived in Vietnam for at least 5 years, demonstrate basic Vietnamese language proficiency, and prove your economic self-sufficiency. That means you need to show that you can support yourself financially without relying on the Vietnamese government. And of course, a clean criminal record is a must. So, while obtaining Vietnamese citizenship might not be a walk in the park, it's certainly achievable for those who are willing to put in the time and effort. And hey, who wouldn't want to call this beautiful and culturally rich country their home? Entering Tier 6, we find ourselves facing an uphill battle when it comes to global mobility. These passports, with visa-free access to between 51 and 75 countries, present significant limitations for those who dream of exploring the world with ease. We're talking about nations like Laos, Cambodia, and a country that, despite its challenges, offers a glimmer of hope for those seeking a second citizenship, the Philippines. Now, the Philippines, known for its warm hospitality, stunning beaches, and resilient spirit, faces its fair share of difficulties. But amidst these challenges, the country offers a path to citizenship that, while not easy, is attainable for those who are determined. To be eligible for Philippine citizenship, you'll typically need to demonstrate a long-term commitment to the country. We're talking about a minimum of 10 years of residency. However, there's a silver lining. If you're married to a Filipino citizen, that residency requirement gets cut in half to just 5 years. But it's not just about time. You'll also need to demonstrate basic proficiency in either English or Tagalog, the national language of the Philippines. And, as always, a clean criminal record is non-negotiable. So, while obtaining Philippine citizenship might require patience and perseverance, it's a testament to the country's belief in the power of integration and the enduring strength of family ties. And finally, we arrive at Tier 7, the bottom rung of the passport ladder, where global mobility is severely restricted. These passports, with visa-free access to 50 countries or less, often reflect the challenges and instability faced by the nations they represent. We're talking about countries like Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Pakistan, and Yemen. Obtaining citizenship in this tier is extremely difficult, and for many, it's simply not a viable option due to the ongoing humanitarian crisis. From the top-tier passports with unparalleled travel freedom to the bottom-tier passports riddled with restrictions, we've covered the spectrum of global mobility. As we've seen, obtaining a top-tier passport is no walk in the park, often involving stringent language requirements, lengthy residency periods, and a deep dive into your ancestry. On the other hand, bottom-tier passports often reflect the instability and challenges faced by the nations they represent. The sweet spot seems to lie somewhere in the middle, with mid-tier passports offering a balance between global mobility and accessibility. Whether it's through shorter residency requirements, investment programs, or a focus on cultural integration, these mid-tier options provide alternative pathways to citizenship for those seeking to upgrade their travel game. Ultimately, the best passport for you depends on your individual circumstances, your long-term goals, and your willingness to embrace a new culture and way of life. From Yemen's journey of resilience to Singapore's pinnacle of freedom, we hope you found the perfect passport upgrade goal to aim for. Thank you for watching, and a huge thanks for all your amazing support. It means the world to me.